The
Yeah.
unbecoming.
Ji.
When you tell unbecoming,
Mhm.
everybody wants to become something in this world.
Yes.
But the title itself is so contradictory. What do
Ji.
you have to
Ji.
say?
Unbecoming is settling with who you are. In the pursuit of becoming, we often accumulate things which are not us because we are all, your idea of self worth and your confidence in the pursuit of becoming always comes from outside, how the world is treating you. That is the persuasion of, or the byproduct of becoming. Unbecoming is settling with who you are, the dormant seed of completion, which is, and your own inner gifts, your creativity, your own original voice, is what gets compromised in the pursuit of becoming. So, unbecoming is letting go of everything that you're not and settling with who you are, which will, and every soul is gifted with some very beautiful talents. For many of us, it's unrecognized. We never care to look inward to what is there within. We are too busy pursuing and projecting outward. That authenticity does not come. So in my book, I'm saying that creativity is nothing but your own authenticity. When you get the courage to embrace the honest version of yourself, the most honest expression that comes out in speech, in action, in writing, whatever, this is what the world embraces as creativity. But again, it that your throat and your expression and everything will open up only when you get the courage not to be bothered by how the world is seeing you and embrace yourself as per who you are.
So, what
Then,
exactly inspired you to write this book?
so my own journey, I started playing cricket at a very young age. So I was 11. That's when I played my first national, and this was also the time where my coach introduced me to practice called Tratika. That is to do the candle light gauging, where you look at the candle light and focus and develop your attention span. This was also the time my mother introduced me to practice of transcendental meditation. So unlike the kids of my age, I took meditation more seriously because I was playing cricket professionally. And so intuitively, I could see situations where my inner spontaneity would blossom while playing cricket, and I could intuitively predict what is coming ahead. But it was very accidental. I could not choose it. It was almost like this state was choosing me. So that became the very first question: how to make this state permanent, where it does not happen in glimpses or in accident. And then I started exploring different spiritual practices, and two thought processes which really connected with me was the Tibetan Mahayana tradition and our Advait Vedanta, reading Mandukya Upanishad, because both talk about non-dual nature of reality, the spirit of oneness. Advait calls it Aham Brahmasmi, and Buddhism addresses it through the concept called emptiness.
Okay,
Yeah.
people say, "Why are you so empty?" But you say emptiness should be there so that you actually get into your inner self. What is that? How do you explain it?
See, if the problem is that we are so busy thinking that we are never engaging with the present moment. If you see psychologically, we are trained why we don't engage with the present moment, because even in this moment, we are looking for a moment better than this moment. So we don't engage with it. We are constantly relating with our past, and basis that we are anticipating a future. We're never in the moment. So when this jump is happening, you're always missing the reality. You're always coming with an expectation of how the present moment should be. So if I come in this moment looking for a color yellow, I'm missing the red, I'm missing the blue, I'm missing everything the present moment has to offer to me, because I'm stuck with the color yellow or a blue, whatever that I wish to look. So being empty is freeing yourself from the desire of seeing the present moment from the lens of your past or in the anticipation of future. How to engage with it without any perks or benefits or anticipation is what is meant by being empty.
Coming from a cricket background, what do you have to say to the present cricketer, aspiring cricketers who want to actually do something different? They are very good with the practice. How do they increase their concentration?
I would say you know, the world is very fixated over a concept called mind over body. But in my experience, it is body over mind, because your mind has a very low frequency. It only has an ability to think. Body experiences. Body feels and experiences. Your mind is always 2 seconds slower than your body. every emotion and observation is first felt by the body. That's why they say that tension is stored in the body, right? Fear, if you're going to a dark space, first it's the gut which feels there is something wrong in this place. And mind gets a message and starts running those thoughts. That's why in an interview, your mind is ready with all the answers. What does not support you is the body. Your heartbeats go up, right? You become nervous. So if you learn the art of resting your five senses through body, because brain is collecting data through body. How does a brain function? Or not on its own. It collects data through body, through five senses, and then runs the similar thoughts. That's why when you are on the swing, when it comes from up to down, your stomach, it tells you that there is something wrong, right? So body is more intelligent than mind. Once you, because everything beautiful is experienced through body, and it's body which feels and experiences, because your every cell is conscious. Mind thinks, but if I ask you to pay attention to your back, you can immediately take your attention. That means consciousness is there also, right? You don't need your eyes to look, take your attention there. So consciousness is in the entire body. It has a more larger spectrum to observe and be conscious. So that's why they, all the meditation practices, they teach you how to be with your breath, with your body, or a pulse which is happening every moment, so that you become more aware, because awareness, experiencing and observation happens through body. So it's your mind which thinks, it is your body which experiences.